Hello everyone, this is Kenny here for Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C here at Al's Bar in Lexington, and joining me is a recording artist from Sweden. She is in the middle of her tour promoting her latest CD. Sofia Talvik is joining me right now. How's it going?
Good, how are y'all doing?
Doing real good. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this before you're getting ready to perform and everything.
Yeah, no worries. My pleasure.
So let's talk about this tour you got going on. How's it been traveling around the country and meeting some fans? And how's it been?
It's been great. You know, my friends, they call this a mini tour because I did this really long tour a couple of years ago, and the tour then was a year and a half and 37 states. So this tour is only 2 months and 20 states, so much smaller. But it's been great. I started out in Florida, and then I went up the East Coast all the way up to Portland, Maine, and now I'm sort of on my way back down towards the south again. So this is my first time in Kentucky, and I just got here today. So my first impression is that you guys have a lot of mosquitoes. I already got a bunch of mosquito bites.
Yeah, we do have plenty of those around here, unfortunately. In the country atmosphere, you know.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we roll around here.
That's how it is in the South, right?
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys part of the... Do you say that you're part of the South? Sort of?
I guess you can say that. I've been here for about half of my life, and I mean, people want to consider us Midwest, but I guess in the end, we're like that. We're in the middle.
Yeah.
So I guess I would say Midwest, but a lot of people say South.
Okay.
So let's talk about this album you've done. How's it been recording the album and having it out and promoting it?
It's been good. I mean, I put out an album in 2012, and then I was on this long tour, so I didn't have I didn't have a lot of time to write new songs because I was on the road all the time. So I sort of wrote whenever I could, and so a bunch of the new songs on the new album are not recorded, but written while I was on the road, and then some of the songs are written back in Europe when I got back, and so I recorded most of it in Germany, where I live now, and I also have a great banjo player who is recording stuff here. He's in Virginia, and some of my band members, they're still in Sweden, so we did some recordings there. So it's like, you know, people from all over came together on this album, and it was a great experience, and I'm really happy with it.
So, you have any favorite songs you like performing live?
You know, I do perform a lot of the songs from the new album. It's always hard to choose like favorite song, but there's a song called Give Me a Home that I sort of like. It was funny because I have a friend who's a singer-songwriter, and she's from Boston, and she was touring across country here in the States, and she posted a picture of Buffalo on Facebook, and she wrote, "Give me a home where the buffalo roam." And I thought that was so beautiful, and I was like, wow, you know, it's so great and so beautiful, and it fits so well to this song that I'm writing, you know. I should steal that, you know. and then after a while I started thinking to myself, I was wondering, like, did she really come up with that? So I Googled it, and because I'm from Europe, I didn't know it was from the song Home on the Range, which everyone here knows. And so it's like, okay, so that's a famous, like, old song, but I'm gonna steal it anyway. So it's now on my new album, and so I like that song. It's very soft and mellow. I think it sort of captures a lot about, you know, the U.S. and sort of the Midwest, or like the Wild West, and, you know, those sort of open spaces here in the U.S.
Well, let's not call it steal. Let's call it borrowing. Like, let me borrow this for my album, you know.
Yeah.
So, when you like to travel and all, like, what is the one thing you like the most about traveling? Is it getting to see what the city's about, the people, the atmosphere? Like, what do you like the most about traveling?
Well, you know, I think the best part is meeting people. And and I like, when I come and to play in smaller cities or smaller towns, because people are usually more friendly and more open and tend to be more interested in like going out to see something new. Like if I'm in New York, for example, it's really hard to get people to come out to your shows because there's 20,000 other artists playing that same night. So I enjoy the smaller cities and just meeting people and just seeing different places is great.
And just to put it all in perspective, I just listened to your music just yesterday, and Al's Bar is one of my favorite places to go anyway. And I've seen this lady, Sofia Talvik. I'm like, okay, let me give her a listen. I listened to the songs. I think Reverb Nation. It's like how I discover a lot of artists these days anyway.
Yeah.
And I am very intrigued. I'm very intrigued with your sound, the music, just your approach to the records that you do, and I really like your music.
Oh, thank you.
It's a job well done. Who would you consider your musical influences, whether it's America or Europe?
Well, hard to say because I listen to so much different music, and I use Spotify a lot. I'm from Sweden, and Spotify is a Swedish invention, so good and bad. I mean, I'm an artist, so I don't get a lot of money from Spotify, but I love it because, you can discover so much music through Spotify, and so I usually listen to a lot of playlists, and I'm really bad with names, so I never remember like who I'm listening to. I know the songs, but I don't remember the names of the artists or the bands. But some of my favorite artists right now, I mean, a long-term favorite would be Nico Case. I think she's amazing, and I loved Southeastern by Jason Isbell. That was a great album, so I would, I guess, you're inspired by everything you hear, but then you have to turn it into your own thing, so yeah, that's what I try to do.
Now, for the American people out there that may not be familiar, the music from your neck of the woods in Sweden, how would you best describe the music that's out there, let alone gets played on the airwaves and stuff?
Well, in Sweden, I would say, it's such a small country, and we don't have like a lot of variety in the radio stations and the music that gets played. So I would describe Sweden as sort of mainstream. We do have like a lot of big pop acts from Sweden, and they also play a lot of the big pop and R&B acts from the US on Swedish radio. If you are more of like an independent artist and you want to make it onto radio in Sweden, I think you have to sing in Swedish, which I don't. So my focus is more on the US and on Germany and France and the UK and stuff like that.
That's a good choice. Go to approach the US audience and you're all good. Other countries is nice, but the US, that's a good way to go, and which is why you're here.
Exactly.
And 45 states you have
right.
performed in, right? Do you have any favorite memories from any of those places that stands out?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as you can tell, if you listen to my new album, Idaho was one of my favorite states on my last tour. Just because the nature up there is so spectacular. And I had a week off, so I could really like enjoy it. And I went out and into the forest and up in the Sawtooth Mountains and stuff. And that was amazing. But I really love New Orleans as well. I think that's a really cool city. And a lot of music. Not a great city for me to play in because they have such a strong local music scene, but I really enjoy being there and just in that atmosphere. It's great.
Now, for people that wants to learn more of your music and purchase and seeing your tour dates and everything, why don't you go ahead and promote your website, social media links people need to know?
Sure, if you want to check out where I'm playing next and if you want to pick up some music, my website is sofiatalvik.com. That's Sofia with an F, Talvik.com. Or you can just Google like Sofia, Swedish singer-songwriter, and I think you'll find me. And I actually just put out a little live album a couple of days ago. We recorded one of the concerts that I did in Pittsburgh, and then I had like a series of breakdown with my tour band. So it's like, oh crap, you know, what am I gonna do? This is gonna like ruin my tour budget. So I put out this little recording from the concert. It's called Sofia Talvik Live at Pittsburgh Winery, and you can get it for pay what you want. So you can get it for $0. Like if you don't want to pay anything, you don't have to. But if you want to support my tour, you can, you know, put in any amount that you like.
Pay would be real good. Please support Sofia. Please support your local artists. America, Sweden, Germany, wherever they may be. Support your local artists. Sofia, thank you so much for taking the time to join me before you get ready to perform. She is at Al's Bar here in Lexington, Kentucky. Sofia, thank you for your time.
Thanks so much.